Welcome to Star Citizen and the Gentleman News. We start with a trailer analysis of the Invictus Launch Week trailer, where we found some exciting details. On the other hand, there are of course all the news from the current Inside Star Citizen, where we learn a lot of new things about the scanner mechanics and read between the lines again. Finally, we take another look at the most exciting updates on the roadmap and have some real highlights here that will be reaching us soon. In the current cinematic trailer of the Invictus Launch Week, we have been able to identify two major points that give a preview of the upcoming event. Firstly, we notice one of the M3A multi-drones that are planned for the Carrack, Nautilus and Vulcan. But that was not all. We also discovered an already flying Hercules Starlifter, which according to the first information we will even be able to try out and fly ourselves during Invictus event as part of the free fly. So the anticipation is rising even more. In the current Inside Star Citizen, everything initially revolves around scanning. The current scanner mechanics are only the first stage, and we can expect extensive changes, extensions and improvements. The passive radar, the passive display of nearby ships, objects or materials, as well as the active ping, which we actively send out ourselves in order to be able to locate distant objects, depending on the scanner we are using. And last but not least, the detail scan, which we already know. Here we can scan an already detected target in detail. And this entire system of scanning, as well as its counterpart of course, any signatures of spaceships, objects or, for example, an asteroid, will experience a clear expansion here. On the one hand, different scanners will find their way into the game, whereby we can choose a specialization here. For a mining ship, a mineral scanner, for a bounty hunter, a corresponding bounty scanner, and for the medical gameplay, there are specialized scanner facilities, and of course correspondingly powerful variations in the area of exploration gameplay. So we're taking another step in the direction of needing the right tools and equipment for the job, which we already mentioned and saw last week with the specialized armor. And also the mechanics changed on the current test server, in which we can no longer jump directly to the bounty targets, but have to actively approach them, also goes into this area, according to which we will have to actively search for and find bounty targets in the future. Therefore, it is to be expected that we will not only need skills in space combat, but also in hunting, tracking down our prey. We also have the option of actively hiding from a scan. We have several options here, which are basically based on the radar system. Among other things, we can hide in the radar shadow of a larger ship and only be detected when the target has approached very closely. Furthermore, we can hide in corresponding nebulas and areas that interfere with the scanners, or we can simply stay behind an asteroid. So we may have only a single ship on the scanner at first, only to discover on approach that a fleet of smaller ships has been in the immediate vicinity. Surprise! And the scanner UI has also developed considerably, and depending on the scanner used, we have extended capabilities here as well as ranges. Another new feature is the detailed display of the ship components used or other details which are only possible at a very close distance. It is also likely that the dedicated scanner ships will provide a better or equal result at a much greater distance. This is because the distance plays a significant role in our scanner results. Other factors to be mentioned are the size of the scanners, as well as the performance and specialization, which, in an appropriate combination, make a specialized mission possible. Since the area of the new scanner functions alone, which by the way will be introduced into the next game with the next larger patch version in the summer, 3.14 is very extensive. I recommend a very elaborate and excellent video on this topic by Space Tomato, one of the best Star Citizen content creators in my opinion. Space Tomato explains the scanner mechanics as well as a preview of what's to come and his ideas for it. Here you get an insight into the details and get a very clear and good explanation. You can find the link in the video description. Have fun! There were also news about the medical gameplay and the different hospitals on the main planets. The hospital on Crusader was also shown. All through the current material was mostly concept drawings and first implementations in the game. One interesting point, however, was a brief glimpse of an insurance terminal, which implies that we will be able to take out special medical insurance and can expect a more in-depth system for this, which will then have very far-reaching effects. Because one thing is for sure, as soon as the medical gameplay comes into play, every area of the game changes significantly, or rather becomes much deeper. Because one of the recognizable game design elements in every area is the focus on a value of our action and our decisions, with medical gameplay being a supporting pillar here. But also then Cloud Tech, the technology that is used for Crusader, among other things, but also for the area of jump points, was mentioned. And here's some interesting subordinate clauses on the connection with Pyro or Nyx were mentioned. And the magic word Squadron 42 was also mentioned in this context. All through there was conspicuously little information about it. Is there a special for jump points coming soon? Because with the implementation of Crusader, the gas planet, Cloud Tech is at least ready for use. Another point was the further improvements of the dynamic lighting, especially at the docking stations and the space stations at the Lagrange points. And here we can already see a preview of the upcoming Invictus event, where we can take a look inside the UEES Warhammer, a Javelin-class destroyer which will most likely be docked at the Jericho station. And as a direct complement to last week's presentation of the specialized armor, there was more special clothing, in this case for the workers in the refinery. Whereby the design and function here refers to the protective equipment for smelting furnace cases of today. Details as such as a protective device of our Mobiglass, which remains functional even with protective equipment, were also presented. However, a new manufacturer of armor was also shown, which will apparently offer equipment in the area of bounty hunting. In my opinion, the look is very good and I can already see this armor in my inventory. Finally, there were pictures and details of the Crusader landing zone, the cloud city of Orizon. Like Orizon itself, it is a real highlight and already looks very good. I can't wait to land the Hercules Starlifter in Orizon for the first time. But we also looked at the latest roadmap changes in detail and came across 4 very interesting items that were either previously on unannounced status or finally got a date. The first is the Drake Corsair, which has been announced for December and is one of the most anticipated ships. With this powerful exploration ship, which not only supports the multi-crew gameplay but also the transport of vehicles, we are in for a real highlight. But almost even more interesting, at least as far as the underlying mechanics are concerned, is the Drake Vulture, which is to be released as early as September with 3.15, and could implement the salvaging gameplay, which is actually supposed to come initially via multitool. However, the implementation in September suggests that salvaging with ships may appear earlier. Also planned for December is the Xian SanTokYai, the alien counterpart for the Hornet or other medium fighters. This medium alien fighter, which has also been available as a concept for a long time, joins a large number of medium fighters. For fans of alien ships, certainly an interesting new release. But the real highlight comes at the end. The Banu merchantman, by far the most popular ship in Star Citizen, is also announced for December. And since this is one of the most complex ships, I would still take this announcement with a grain of salt. But work on it has been going on for a long time without any information on its current status. So a December release is quite conceivable. And so, we have a lot to look forward to. I hope you enjoyed the video and leave me a like and maybe even a subscribe here. With the scanner update we have more game depth, more possibilities and many gameplay mechanics finally get the necessary basic requirements. Another building block for Squadron 42 and another step towards a more complete verse. But also Cloudtech advances to Crusader and the medical gameplay are steadily progressing. And I don't even want to talk about the 4 ships that have been announced. The Merchantman is on the roadmap. But the most important, as always, a big thank you to all Patreons, channel members and Twitch subscribers. You are a huge motivation and without you the whole thing wouldn't be possible in this form. Thank you guys for your support, you definitely rock! And as always, I'm looking forward to your opinions and comments, either in the Discord, in the Twitch streams or you're directly under the video. Write me your opinion about the topics today or about questions in Star Citizen. And of course there will be extensive giveaways again for this month, about $500 and the next. You can find details in the announcement video or in the video description. I say goodbye, until next time, and as always, see you in the verse.